Hey folks, how's it going? I'm out on another lunch walk with the dog. So I thought we'd go ahead and continue on the rant of things I think that need to be fixed within our country going forward after everything has been dealt with. So the next one I believe is extreme judicial reform, and I mean extreme judicial reform. I do not believe that any appointment or office held in this country should be a lifetime appointment, ever. Period. Our founding fathers originally did it because they thought, there were people of integrity that actually held the country, above, their own ambitions. And over time, basically what usually happens is human nature, greed and avarice, and a desire for more power. So basically positions of authority that were once held as a esteemed honor are now basically positions of political enforcement of power. Instead, just doling out partisanship instead of justice and liberty for all. And slowly but surely, the erosion of our judicial system by those individuals who have chosen, the whims of their own political party over the people have done everything they possibly can to disenfranchise the public as a whole in favor of, wealthy individuals or institutions claiming that they're more important than the people of the country itself. So that brings me back to my end conclusion that there does need to be significant change within our judicial system. And it needs to start, of course, at the Supreme Court, the appellate courts, the lower courts, every court that has a judge that is appointed by the presidency and confirmed by the Senate, one needs to cease being lifetime appointments. Now, I understand for some reason they believe that lifetime appointments keeps it from being partisan. But as evidence shows, that is not the case, even remotely. Instead, it keeps the American public hostage to a judicial that believes themselves higher than the law that they are supposed to uphold. So my recommendation would be maybe an appointment of about 20 years, 18 to 20 years would be the term limit. I do believe that, at the very least, there should be an age limit. There should be an age limit of who is allowed to be nominated going in, and an age limit for those that are required to go out. At no time should this be a lifetime appointment, period. Next, I believe that there actually should be a judicial oversight committee that is independent of the judicial and of Congress. And my suggestion would be presenting this to all 50 of the bar associations in the United States, to some aspect. Basically, in aspects of reviewing law that is passed, especially by the Supreme Court or such, that is significantly questionable. Because the issue is, especially with the Supreme Court, their rulings are supposedly final unless they overrule a previous ruling. And the thing is, the American people have no recourse beyond that. I believe that considering the partisan nature of this court, that there really should be a means of oversight in regards to their rulings that are deemed questionable. Also, I would say possibly even having oversight over, judges themselves, in particular their own conduct that is unbecoming of a justice. Obviously, the Supreme Court believes themselves to be more than capable of policing themselves when it comes to deep breaches of misconduct and behavior within the justice system that makes their rulings and their decisions quite questionable. finally, my last little bit is more of a want, personal want rather than, something I feel is an absolute necessity. But I would honestly like to see this current Supreme Court disbanded. Or at the very least, I would like to see impeachment hearings of those who have had gross misconduct, and also those who were questionably nominated by this presidency and placed in those seats that should have securely been in a safely Democratic or centrist seat. I know it probably wouldn't happen, but my recommendation, though, is if you disbanded the entire group, then you return the Supreme Court back to a court of 5 and allow the Democrats to appoint and approve two justices. The Republican Party allowed to appoint and approve 2 justices, and the final justice has to be approved and negotiated between both of them. It has to be a consensus between both parties of who fills that final seat. Though that'll never happen. But anyways, it's just an opinion. Just like assholes, everybody has an opinion, especially this guy.